We were all in anticipation for a thriller, but this India Park clash had no surprises in store. A comprehensive win for India, and the king led from the start. He got 100, Shreyas Iyer getting 56, Shubman Gill 46, the bowlers chipping in. So all in all, a great day for India as India win by 6 wickets. We're back at Cricbuzz Live. I've got the Wizards with me, Murali Kartik and Parthiv Patel. Parthiv Patel, of course, called it yesterday. He said it's going to be a one-sided game. You have it, don't you?
I've been just looking at this Pakistan team, and there is no contest, obviously. See, it's an international game, no disrespect to the international side, but India is far, far better side than what Pakistan is at the moment. So, yeah, I mean, you would want to have, when you're talking about India-Pakistan game, that excitement and everything, but India is much better side, and today, and another box also ticked. We got to see Virat Kohli's 100 as well. So, you know, for us, for all the Indian fans, it was a good day.
You know, we are sitting here inside the studio, but we can hear all the firecrackers outside because that was that kind of a day. India winning, Virat Kohli getting 100. What else can Indian fans ask for?
You couldn't have asked for a better Sunday, isn't it? You've got Shubman Gill batting the way he did, continuing from where he left off from the first game. Shreyas Iyer is also in the form of his life in one-day cricket. When you think of the numbers he has achieved in the last 2 years, World Cup and post that. And then something which we were all waiting. We were waiting the last time Virat got 100 was 2023. And now he's got 100. And we were talking about this, isn't it? For somebody like him against Pakistan, when the big match happens, and he's always done well against Pakistan, especially in an ICC tournament, suddenly you flick a switch, suddenly the glint comes back, the desire, the hunger, and just the way he went about it. Look, he had 2 other players who were batting beautifully next to him. So just the way he batted, so absolutely, you guys have said it all. Beautiful Sunday, India wins, and
Kohli gets 100.
2017?
2017.
Fill in the gaps there, but he had called it in the pre-match show and he said that we were missing that hunger, that glint in Virat Kohli's eyes. And today, actually throughout the Champions Trophy, the most thrilling thing was he going to get that 100 or not? Because you're trying to calculate how he's going to do it. But it's the king, and he showed how it's done.
It's so amazing to see that obviously he got 100 not out. And if you look at the reaction after that, so a ball before that, Rohit Sharma signaled that, you know, he should go for a big one. He hits it down the ground and it's for a 4 and signals that I know I'm in control. I know how to get these hundreds. And that is the reason why I've scored 51 hundreds. You know, it wasn't just he was chasing 241. It was just the way he's planned his inning all around, and not putting team scores behind in any which way. I think that is more important. If you look at it, never looked like that 100 was a priority, but he knew what he was doing. But 241, obviously not the biggest of target. India was never under pressure. But you know, I think when you're talking about calculating the inning, I think no one can calculate this inning better than Virat Kohli. Don't have any doubt. There is no one better who can actually play an inning like this in the last 10, 15 years, the way he has batted today.
You're talking about the calculations. This is again something we spoke about in the pre-match show. Those singles, rotating the strike, knowing the exact calculations of how to pace a ODI 100, and it was beautifully seen today by what Virat did.
Yeah, absolutely. And I remember a chat we had. We were on our way back from Trivandrum. And I just asked him, both of us were sitting next to one another. I said, why is it that you're such a good chaser? Can you please tell me? He says, the times you guys were playing and the games you didn't win, I would always be putting myself in that situation, visualizing what I would have done. Every time India was chasing or every time India was batting, because we had such a wanted batting lineup, he says, I always used to put myself in a situation like that and visualize what I would have done. So can you imagine the power of visualization? Yes. Obviously, skill is there. And you said it. When you have that visualization, you know exactly how to plan your innings. We say that about Mahendra Singh Dhoni, that Mahi microprocessor works brilliantly well. How to plan and chase. Sometimes you're thinking, what is he doing?
Yes.
But these guys know. That is why they are so good. That is why they are great. And Parthiv called it. It's like 51 ODI 100. It's mind-boggling when you think of it. And in a chasing course, in a winning course, to do it. Yes, again, as I said before, he's Virat Kohli. You've set a benchmark. And then even if you slip up a little bit, people feel that you've not delivered. But today was, again, one of those innings where... And it's a good day. Look,
yes,
you're going to talk about Virat Kohli, but most important thing is India won. as
Yes.
fans of India, as people who are going to cheer for your country, people who are there. It's a field day. It's a happy day for them.
And,
You know,
on this ground, he's taken 46 singles and
Wow.
13 twos. I mean, that is an unbelievable number. It's
Yeah.
right there. There were only 7 boundaries in 100 in a one-day game, and we are talking about 2025. Someone who is showing time and again that you do not have to play those big shots, even if you have a game.
So comes back to what we said. Maybe this is his template.
This is his template,
Because
without a doubt.
of
This is his
90,
absolute
so the
template.
strike rate was great.
Let it always be there. He is someone who will take his time, which he did initially. And the difference between Babar Azam and Virat Kohli is Virat Kohli does this. He takes his time and then finish off the game, stays not out, scores 100. So he ticks all the boxes. Babar Azam takes time and he gets out. That's why what Virat Kohli is today.
You know, you spoke about visualization. We've know those 5100s are mind-boggling. But when you talk about visualization, I'm sure he visualized himself reaching those 14,000 runs in ODI cricket, the quickest to get there. Of course, he goes in the esteemed list with the Master and Sangakkara. And what better way to do it, that cover drive that he hit to reach that landmark.
Look, he's got all the shots. Sometimes when you think of all the greats who have played the game, obviously he's in the pantheon of greats. He's there right up with the best. And 82 hundreds, 82 international hundreds. And I said this in that pre-match show, Saiyami, the way he was going, the rate at which he was going 2-3 years ago, he was just churning out hundreds for fun. Like we get singles, he was getting hundreds. So imagine at that point of time, people were thinking he's going to go past Master in a jiffy. Somehow it didn't happen. That's why game is such a great leveler. We're all human beings. And somewhere something creeps in, something happens, things don't happen. But it's about Virat Kohli, the class act. It's about Virat Kohli, what he can do on a cricket field. And again, it tells everyone that at the end of the day, this game can humble the best. You need to be constantly grinding it out. You constantly need to be pounding the pavement, and then something will happen. But very happy for the fact that you've got somebody like Virat Kohli. We've been wanting all our players, all our white ball giants to get runs. Rohit got 100. He's been looking in ominous touch. He plays selflessly. He got out. Shubman Gill. What do you say? The way that after that perler which got Rohit Sharma, a similar delivery, he's just literally punched it straight past the bowler, right next to the stumps. It whistles away for 4. He's been batting like a dream. So as an Indian fan, as a former India cricketer, you just feel happy that your Indian batters are in form. Somebody like Shubman is batting beautifully. Virat, of course, the king, has ticked another box.
Well, he's ticked another box, but this is something that we've been speaking about. We spoke about it in the England series as well. And then coming into the Champions Trophy, we said that's the only box that India needs to tick, and he's done it today.
See, I think he did spend a bit of time when it was third ODI where he got a 50,
Yes.
51. He got that 51. It wasn't his best 51, but the most important part was that he had spent time in the middle. That's what something which you want. And even if it's a scratchy 50, that's fine. So, I mean, to compare this to what Steven Smith did in a Gabba test match where he got that scratchy 100 and then after that he got 400s in test cricket, and this is what the great players does. Virat Kohli spent a bit of time, though he got out in last game, it wasn't the easiest wicket to bat on. Here he got in early, he had a time to settle in. And that's his best way to get in. He needs the ball to come on to bat initially. And when he comes in early, that's where he can set the pace of the game. You know, that's how Virat Kohli likes to bat. And today the stage was set. It was Pakistan. It was a chase. And that's exactly what you need. A bigger player like him, sometimes you need just a bit of a kick where, everyone is shouting for you. Everyone wants you to do well. And that just, you bounce off from that energy. And Virat Kohli does that. We've seen that what happens in RCB ground. When he bounces off from that energy.
He feeds off it.
Yeah, and that's exactly what was happening.
Parthiv, a very serious question. Now that he's got to 82, and since we've got one of the greatest fans of Sachin Tendulkar.
She knows where it is going.
Look, we were all very lucky. For us, okay, our CVs, we played for India, but we also played with the Master. All our years were spent with the Master.
Best seats in the house.
Best seats in the house. You're practicing with him. You're living with him. Anyways, can he eclipse Master's 100?
Why not?
No, I'm just asking you. Because we've got
I know, why not? I mean, see, obviously, Virat, first of all, you look at fitness. He's absolutely fit. We saw how he's running between the wicketers today. He's got quality. Yes, that test series didn't go the way he wanted it to. Last England tour, he's got runs. Now, one day cricket, we know, I mean, if he wakes up from bed tomorrow morning, he'll score that 100 again. He has that kind of ability. So I don't see that Virat not reaching 100 hundreds. He can definitely get to that 100 hundreds. We are talking about just what, 18? He's already got 82. It's just 18 more and he's fit. So
you've spoken from your mind. I'll ask you a hard question. Do you want him to go back?
I'm just here to ask the questions.
We are asking the question, but a mind question, a hard question.
No, but Parthiv said, just another 1800s. A lot of batters who don't ever make 1800s the entire career.
You're talking to someone who's not got any. So, but we are talking from Virat Kohli's lenses, from his point of view. I mean, just look at today. No one could have got to 100.
Yes.
It's only him who could have reached to 100 because he understands, the calculates, and he knows the game of getting to 100. When to a bowler's point of view, there is an art to take fifer. That's the way the batter also, there's an art to get to 100, and he is master of that art.
It's unbelievable. It's mind-boggling. Just when you think of it, what Master has done, obviously, we've all been privy to it. What he can do on a cricket field. And when somebody comes into the dressing room, and these are the champions like Adam Gilchrist and Andrew Simons and all these guys, they're all in awe of the Master. And luckily, I played with Virat at RCB and we've seen him. It's just a different form. Obviously, different eras, you don't compare them. Master played in a different era. Virat is playing in a different era. You just champion the cause of these champions because they are such wonderful players. Absolutely. And I think that's what we need to admire. I'm sorry I'm putting you in the spot. It's just that.
So before she leaves, I think.
Okay, off the record. No, that's enough.
Well, we'll leave this discussion to this. We are all Indian fans. We want India to do well. When King does well, India does well. He had something to say after today's knock and talking about the outside noise, which he said, I have a decent understanding of my game. It's about keeping the outside noise away, take care of my energy levels and thoughts. It's easy for me to get pulled into expectations and frenzy around the game, around games like these. I keep telling myself I'll give my 100% while fielding. It's why I take pride in it. So he clearly knows the pressure was there because clearly the outside noise, Indian fans, when someone like him doesn't perform, it can get to you, but he's someone, we saw him come in practice earlier. He played for almost 3 hours in the practice session yesterday. So clearly the king has spoken.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, that's why we said in the morning or in the pre-show as well, he's got 81 hundreds. He knows how to churn out those hundreds. Sometimes it's about focusing, getting your thoughts right, getting your feelings right, getting back to what you did best. And I think if you can find that switch or find that button, then you'll keep doing it again and again. And that's what it is. Look, for us, sitting outside, you're going to analyze. That's what we are here for. Yes. Having played with him, having watched him over the years, you just feel that maybe this is what he used to do. That's why he got the runs. Why change it? So that's something which is part of our DNA right now. But he knows, exactly. As he said, he knows. He knows. That's why he's a great. That's why he's a great.
Yes, absolutely. And you touched upon it. We've spoken about the king, and Parthiv said there's someone who's on his journey from becoming a prince, becoming a king from a prince. We said that in the comm box, but he played beautifully. He had gotten 4 half centuries before this, very close to getting his 5th. We spoke about that partnership as well, but he was just sensational, Parthiv, today. That straight drive, that pull, just so many shots.
I mean, someone who can play all around the wicket the way Shubman Gill did. This actually tells me that he's in a great mind space. He's picking up the length very quickly and getting into the position at the right point of time. And then he's not trying to hit the ball that hard. He's just timing it. And obviously, someone who's got, 200s before this game. And today also, when you see someone playing that straight drive the way Shubman Gill played, that means his balance is also right. So, and he's also someone who understands the tempo of one-day cricket. That's why he's already got 800s. And I've said it in Combox, I'll say it again, that he is on his way to become king. The one king is already there, but he is on his way to become another one. But it's great to see the way Shubman Gill has batted. It's great to see the way he has taken the responsibility. When Rohit Sharma plays those big shots, he takes the back seat. When Rohit Sharma gets out, he takes a front seat and allows Virat Kohli to get settled. So it shows the maturity of a player, but on top of everything, he is a highly skilled player.
You know, all of 25, he is the vice captain, and just like Parthiv said, playing with absolute maturity. Even in the last match, the 100 he got, very mature knock, and today as well, he just has those shots all around the ground. You know, that straight drive you spoke about, then even that pull shot. So he's just got, you know, strokes all across the ground.
So he's got that poise. He's got that Therav, as they say in Hindi. And what happens is that when you're given a few positions and he's the vice captain of the side, sometimes that can also weigh you down. And I think it sits really well. That crown sits really nicely on his head. He's comfortable where he is. At the end of the day, that's also a big thing. When you come into a side full of superstars, full of some big players, you want to feel comfortable in the dressing room. He's done that by sheer weight of performances. Yes, you're touted as the next big thing, but you still have to deliver.
Yes.
There are so many players who've been called the next big thing, possibly whether it's that expectation which weighs them down or bogs them down. That has not happened with Shubman. He's constantly trying to improve. And as he said, Parthiv said, his mind space has to be absolutely clear. The way he's batting now, his understanding, whether it is rubbing shoulders with the likes of Virat Kohli and seeing how they prepare and how they go about it. He's been with the side for a while now. He's seen Virat Kohli from close quarters. He's seen Rohit Sharma from close quarters, two of the greats from India. So, and more importantly, he's earned his vice captaincy ahead of others. There are others as well who are vying for it. So it's a good space to be in, and he wants to continue it for a long time. You don't get into these kind of spaces for too long, and the way you can maximize it, I think that's where people like Virat Kohli are great. That's why people like Sachin Tendulkar are great, because that peak continues for a long time. Sir Viv, Sir Garfield, Sir Don, all these guys were great because that peak kept going up and up and up.
You know, you said he's earned that vice captaincy spot. Someone who's really earned that number 4 spot for India is Shreyas Iyer, because he's been so consistent there. Again, there was discussion about Shreyas and number 4 slot, but he clearly has cemented himself there.
I mean, we all believe that, but I don't know whether team management believes that. Then before England series, he was not going to play in that 11. If Virat Kohli had not got injured in a game in Nagpur, Shreyas Iyer was not going to play in 11. And that is mind-boggling. Someone who averages 60 in last year, batting at number 4, had an outstanding 50-over World Cup, and he wasn't finding a place in 11. Out of all the performances, just look at his performance is at different level. Today also he showed that, you know, it wasn't the easiest pitch. The bowlers were trying to bowl those short balls, but again, you know, he's someone who takes the aerial route against spinners and has ability to play those sweep shots, reverse sweeps. And to fast bowler, you can see that 15 runs and runs in the final leg, where bowlers have kept on trying to bowl those bouncers against him, and he has answers to that. Around all the big players' performances, his performances usually goes under the radar, but he is as valuable as anyone in this team. And today again, he showed that, you know, he has that skill set and he has that temperament.
You know, especially against the spinners, the way he uses his feet, gets down the track, it's just been quite a beautiful sight to see Shreyas Iyer bat.
Yeah, and certain batters have this. You see it over the years that there are certain batters who calculate when to come down the wicket and assault them. And I think that's the word I would like to use, because when he comes down the track and he hits, very rarely does he get caught in the deep. You don't see him getting stumped. He has his knack of coming down the track. He paces it, he calculates it. And again, and I've said this for a very long time, there is something special about the way the ball pings off his bat. Only when you're there and when you see him hit balls, you realize that he's up there with many of these batters whom everybody talks about, because the way the ball comes off the bat surface is just really special. And Parthiv spoke about how he has worked on his game, how people have tried to pepper him. There is a different stance that he has. He started flapping his bat a lot more than before.
Yep.
He's worked on his game. He knows. And that's one of the reasons why you see him getting those numbers in one-day cricket. It's not an easy spot, coming in at number 4 behind Virat Kohli. You're either down or you're up. You have to be either I'll rephrase it. You either need to have a game which tempers with whatever has happened before, or you need to accelerate. So it's an interesting position, that number 4, and it's been a conundrum for India for a very long time. Before every World Cup, we're thinking who's going to be our number 4. So I think he has settled in very nicely, and you just feel happy. Again, as I'll come back to the same thing, as a supporter of Indian cricket, you feel happy that many of these batters are on top of their game, and going into a tournament like that, it augurs well for India.
You know what the Indian fan in me feels very happy about is the batting card, because everyone chipping in, getting those runs. Rohit Sharma got off to a good start, and then there was, of course, Virat's 100, Shubman's 46, Shreyas' 56. The only silver lining there for Pakistan, Rohit Sharma and Shubman Gill. Peaches of deliveries for both. If you had to pick, which one was better?
I always like that left-arm seamers ball coming in. I mean, that's, to me, I've always feel that, that's the most difficult ball for any right-handed batter. And Shaheen Afridi getting that ball to swing in, to me, I think that was a better delivery.
The spinner in the house.
Every time a batter squares up and is wondering where my off peg went, that is what we spinners like.
That's all the spinner wants.
So spinners like it. This is where a bowler bowls that ball. He's in a great position and he beats it. Here, batter has made a mistake. We are talking about who's bowled a better ball.
No, it was a great ball. It was a great ball.
The spinner, both of them are great deliveries. Look, we are having fun with each other right now, but it's, you call it a spinner's delight, you call it a left arm seamer's delight for some reason or for a reason. Both of them are outstanding deliveries. Shubman Gill, we are talking about. He was looking in great touch. For him to get a delivery like that and look confused and bemused, I think special delivery. And again, it's a delight. We are always talking about a left-arm seamer curling a ball into a right-hander, and the right-hander trying to protect his pads and his stumps.
Yes, well, those two deliveries were the only silver lining for Pakistan. Abrar, of course, bowled very well. But again, major concern for Pakistan and the bowling department. You know, Kartik, we've spoken about this, that they're going with Abrar, the specialist spinner, but then Salman Agha and Kushdil. Are they good enough? Do they need that second specialist spinner? What is Pakistan going to do?
Huge void. I think that's a huge void, because you're talking about 3 quality spinners in India who are seasoned, hardened, they know when to operate, how to operate, versus that, where one bowler bowls amazing, 10 overs, 1 for 28, and he doesn't have any support because the others can do a job.
Yes.
But they're not penetrative enough. They're not that quality which is going to surprise the opposition or trouble the opposition. I think that's where the problem is. And also, with Pakistan centering or basing their bowling resources with fast bowlers, it's not as if the fast bowlers are also having a great time. Haris Rauf, he called it. He says he's either blowing hot or blowing cold. You don't want him blowing cold because that's 10 overs gone.
Yes.
He can't be going for runs. Naseem has bowled well in the 2 outings. Shaheen Shah will produce that magic, but you want everyone performing well. It can't be 2 bowlers bowling. And what about the rest 30 overs? So big problem ahead of their next game.
Well, even Shaheen Shah Afridi, very expensive because Gill went after him. If the pace attack doesn't do well for them, they only have Abrar. Where does the captain look to?
I think let's accept it. It's a mediocre bowling lineup. I know we are trying to defend, we are trying to be respectful to Pakistan, but it's a mediocre bowling lineup. Whether you look at Shaheen Shah Afridi, you look at Haris Rauf, you look at Naseem Shah, there is only Abrar who's been bowling decent. If you're saying Kushdil Shah will give you 10 overs in a one-day game, I mean, you obviously are mistaken. And expecting Salman Agha to give you that support, it just tells me that, Pakistan does not have those bowlers. We are talking about a country like Pakistan who doesn't have a spinner to play in 11. I mean, that it is very, I don't know, the Pakistan team we used to see or what we've grown up seeing is a completely different bowling lineup than what we are seeing here. I mean, Shaheen Shah Afridi, you're expecting Shaheen Shah Afridi to produce that magic. Comes the big game, he gives away 74 runs in 8 overs. So, I mean, it's not a question of skill, but it's just a question of performing time and again. These guys are not just consistent enough. I mean, when I talk about Haris Rauf, being hot and cold, but he's more cold than hot. I mean, that's a reality. That's a harsh reality which I know everyone can abuse the Pakistani fan to me, but that's the fact and you have to accept it. First accept it, there is a problem, and then address it. I don't think they're accepting it at this point of time.
And also what's not helping the bowlers is they're having an off day, but the fielding is not helping them at all because you catch the catches coming your way, you become a little more aggressive on the field, and that was completely missing.
I think that is something which has been a problem for a long time. It's not something which is new. They've always had the bowling, but their bowlers have also been let down. I'm talking about the former greats of Pakistan. They've also been let down by their catching. And again, in crunch games, if you're going to let big players go, And we had a problem. I think in the last game, we weren't good enough. There have been times where India has not been good enough. And people have been talking about India as one of the best fielding sides going around now. But there have been days when we have also not been good enough. So that is the one thing which you can control. That is your fielding. And I think that is something which is oft repeated by every expert. Pakistan has always had a problem. They've got lots of problems. I mean, as Parthiv said, let's be honest. Did they put enough score? Were they in a position to put a better score? Yes. Were they in a position to pick better bowlers and bowl better? Absolutely yes. Because I, for one, felt that it is not going to be an easy chase because of the way the wicket was. It was stopping and coming. Did they accept it? Did they, adjust to it, acclimatize to it? Don't think so. And then they're throwing. Many of the fielders aren't trying certain things. It's clumsy. It looks sloppy at international level. It looks very sloppy. So, look, they are the ones hosting it. They've got big problems because if New Zealand don't beat Bangladesh in the next game.
Yes.
There are chances are very less to qualify for them.
No, I'm just saying that they're dependent.
Yes,
and if New Zealand
so
beats Bangladesh in the next game, it's like pack your bags and go home.
Well, Rizwan has said this in the post-match that there were a lot of mistakes we made and our fielding was, we were let down by our fielding, so lots for them to think about. But I just want to have a quick reaction from both of you on that send-off that we saw when Gill got out. I mean, I understand its aggression is great, but was it really necessary?
I know that's something is obviously probably that's the only thing which Abrar Ahmed would not like to see. That's something which Amir Sohail did against Venkatesh Prasad, and then you know the result. Yes. But at this point of time, I mean, there is no comparison between the cricket of two countries. India is miles ahead than Pakistan. So these things are like, I mean, I don't know whether someone will think about it also in the next game or maybe down the line. Those teams were completely different. They were competitive team. They were going against each other. There was one game Pakistan will win, one day game India will win. Here in last 15 years, there have been two upsets. I'm saying not Pakistan one. There have been two upsets where Pakistan could beat India in 17 final and the T20 game. There is nothing.
I mean, it's been.
I know a producer wants a headline, but there's nothing. Pakistan is not a team at this point of time. They're not good enough to compete at international level at this point of time against India for sure.
You know, we talk about this rivalry, exactly what you're saying. The head-to-head is now 18-4. So is that really the rivalry? I mean, there is the buzz, there is everything, but 18-4 really one-sided.
Yeah, especially in the ICC tournaments for sure. Obviously, there was a time when Pakistan were very strong.
Yeah,
you talk about pre-2000 where I think the notion also was that could we compete, and post that last ball 6, there was a time where it was a big scar which was tough to heal. But I think post-2000 India has been a pretty strong side. They've had some pretty good players. Look at some of the players who have come from Pakistan. Absolute dynamites. You talk about the Mohammad Yusufs, the Inzamamul Haqs. Saeed Anwar was an absolute gun batter. They're bowling Waqar, Wasim, the two Ws. Mushtaq Ahmed, Saklan Mushtaq. They've had some wonderful players, but India has just gotten better and better. Even with them, we have won the ICC games, World Cup games. But right now, you feel sad. You want strong rivalry. The strong rivalry is not just words, not just history.
Yes.
It's also the present. It's what you have on paper, what you compete with, and what you put out. So I think that is something which is missing, and we do crave for more India-Pakistan encounters. But the thing is, right now, they possibly don't have that quality to, what should I say, even, what's the right word for it? Maybe compete against India in a big way and to challenge them.
Yes. Well, what is going to be even sadder for Pakistan and Pakistan fans is when they have a look at that points table, because Kartik did touch upon that. They are now hoping and praying for New Zealand and Bangladesh to kind of show up, because
Bangladesh has to beat
Bangladesh has to show up.
Bangladesh has to show up for them and beat New Zealand.
Yeah.
If New Zealand beat them, that's it. Kit bag packed.
You know, it's just really disappointing, Parthiv. They are hosting it. There was so much hype around it, almost 30 years since they've hosted an ICC tournament. This is not how they would want to go off, depending on other people.
First of all, it is great to see that, Pakistan is hosting an ICC tournament. It's a reach history. Pakistan has reached cricketing history. The last ICC tournament happened in 1996. So obviously it's a great moment for that country. It's a great moment for all the kids to see the players from all around the world to come there and play competitive cricket. There are a lot of us from my age, from 1996 World Cup. I went to see a game in Ahmedabad against, that was New Zealand, England. From there, you see a lot of international players. So for Pakistan, the country itself, it was a great thing. But sadly, the team is something which obviously needs to get inspired. They need to make sure that they have enough resources. But at this point of time, just Bangladesh is ahead of Pakistan.
Well, Pakistan is going to be glued to their televisions and be watching tomorrow's game because it is very, very important to them. Bangladesh take on New Zealand at Rawalpindi. And we spoke about why this is important for Pakistan, but also for Bangladesh. It's a do or die. They, of course, coming into this game against a loss to India. They did have certain positives, but a loss is a loss, a Champions Trophy. There's no time to have these losses. So Bangladesh, it is a do or die for them.
Yeah, 100%. And they are, once again, a side which has promised a lot, but not delivered as much, is what one can sum it up. Look, they've had enough experience. They've been there for a long time. 2000 is when their test debut happened. And 25 years is a long time. And the fanfareship which their players get and the kind of support that they get and the fact that there are so many things which happen in their country with regards to cricket, you want a strong Bangladesh side as well. And it'll be interesting because New Zealand have been playing hot cricket. They've been in Pakistan for a while. They're well acclimatized to those conditions. And it's not going to be an easy game for Bangladesh to turn them over. But from a Bangladesh viewpoint and from a Pakistan viewpoint, it'll make things interesting if they cause an upset tomorrow.
Well, we'll have a look at Bangladesh's squad. Parthiv, we know that Hridoy did very well for them. Jaqar Ali did well for them. No update really on Hridoy's injury. He should hopefully be back. But any changes that you see?
I don't know how fit is Mahmudullah. I think Mahmudullah is someone who's their most senior player in this squad. So if he's fit, then he might just get back into the 11. And there's someone I was surprised not to see was Nahid Rana.
Yes.
I think he bowled really well. He's got some gas. He bowls 140 plus. So that's something can Bangladesh look into. But Mahmudullah, if he's fit, he will come back for sure. But I would like to see Nahid Rana finds a place in 11.
Kartik, weren't they in your top 4 or dark horse?
Look, I feel that. Yes. I felt that maybe the people will slate me for it. I just felt that maybe this was a law of averages sort of a thing. My feeling, a gut feel, it was just a gut feel that maybe this time around they just upset somebody because they've been a banana peel, as I said. Maybe I thought there'll be more than a banana peel. There'll be a few peels. But so you never know. So that's one of the reasons why I said what I said. Look, there are lots of talented players. I've been big admirer of Mushfiqur Rahim for a long time, just the way he plays. Mahmudullah, he's been a good performer. I was a big fan of Tamim Iqbal when he was playing. He's not with the team anymore. So they've had those players. Of course, Shakib Al Hasan has been the best all-rounder for such a long time. So it's not as if they don't have the players. It's about putting that performance. And you talk about top sides. What do? They deliver their skills at the moment when you want them to. And they deliver them collectively, not on an individual basis. And that's what makes good teams. And hopefully, one day we will see a Bangladesh side like that. And as I said, maybe for the sake of the tournament, to just spice things up, to make things interesting, what if they win tomorrow?
Well, from the banana...
PP is looking at me. No chance. Kartik uncle, no chance.
No chance. But New Zealand is far better side to me.
I know. I'm just saying...
You never know. Cricket's a funny game.
Yeah,
you never know.
I mean, that's what people were saying today as well.
Yes.
That, what if Pakistan beats India? I mean, there's a big difference between two sides. And that's a difference here also. The way New Zealand is. To me, I think...
Support the underdog.
Yeah. So New Zealand is... I mean, they're not reaching semi-final Bangladesh even if they beat New Zealand tomorrow.
Yeah, I just said,
no, he just wants an upset. He wants to spice up
make things interesting later on.
But we'll have a look at the stronger team. Like you said, New Zealand is looking like the stronger team, definitely on paper. I mean, wow, look at the team there.
Exactly, that's what I'm trying to tell you. This team looks the most complete team after India.
Yes.
They've had a very good tri-series against Pakistan. They were very well prepared for these conditions. Just a couple of months back, they've had a good test series. They've beaten India 3-0. So I think New Zealand is something, that they have shown a lot of promise in ICC trophies, and closest they reached was 2019 World Cup final. I think this could be the year. I mean, that I've predicted before also.
Yes.
I'm just saying that this Champions Trophy's final is India versus New Zealand.
I know you're rooting for the underdog, but do you see any changes in tomorrow's squad for New Zealand?
Ooh, interesting. People were talking about Rachin Ravindra. If he was fit, he slots in. But who does he slot in place of? Will Young has just got 100. Tom Latham has got 100. Devon Conway has got a couple of scores when Rachin Ravindra was missing. Maybe if they have to find a space for him, it's at the expense of Devon Conway, isn't it, people?
Yeah, that's
Yes.
the only.
That's
place,
the
but,
only change. Apart from that, their bowlers have bowled beautifully. Matt Henry, Will O'Rourke. Obviously, Glenn Phillips, what a blinder he played that day. Michael Bracewell goes under the radar. The skipper is always going to be there. Daryl Mitchell and his all-round skills. So you hardly see, nobody's going to find one from the Holy Five.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's just that Devon Conway was actually, he came in place of Rachin
Yes.
Ravindra before that
got
injury
runs,
happened to.
But then got runs.
And then got runs. But I mean, if depends on the team's thinking whether they believe in the continuity or they want to go back to someone who was already there in the playing 11. So tomorrow we'll know the thinking of the side. But at this point of time, I don't see New Zealand making any
They're a
changes.
strong side. They're a good side.
They look like a great side. We got players to watch out for tomorrow, one from each team.
I will go with Kane Williamson tomorrow. Not because he's Kane Williamson, because I think he'll be thirsting for some runs. I'm also actually wanting Nahid Rana to play. Because we saw him, what he can do
Yes.
when he came to India. He's got some serious pace and it'll be nice. So maybe if he plays, I'll root for Nahid Rana.
I am going for Will Young again. I think he's got a great opportunity once again. Opener, he has that game, and other player is Toy Ridoy. Not just because he got 100. Before actually the game started, I thought he is Bangladesh's best batter, and he's someone who will be future of Bangladesh's batting also. So to me, Toy Ridoy.
All right, we'll wait and watch and see what happens tomorrow. What we need to do now is answer a relatively simple question by Joy Bhattacharya. So let's have a look at the Joy Factor question of the day. Kartik, you can go for it again. Who was the
highest scorer for India the day India first defeated Pakistan in a World Cup match in India?
I mean, I meant to say you can go for the answer.
Acha, sorry, apologies. And the answer is Sherry Paji.
Well done.
Navjot Singh Sidhu.
It was a simple one.
Now we have to predict the score.
Or did he get 92 or something?
93, I think.
Okay.
92 or 93.
He's making it tougher,
No,
making it spicier for you. But let's have a look at who's gotten it correct besides, of course, the Wizards in the house. Rajat has gotten it correct.
93.
And,
You are right.
oh, 93 it
Pada
is.
likha banda hai.
Well done, PP, and well done, Rajat. Congratulations. We enjoy that. He's always very happy when he sees all the names coming in. And somebody who's also very happy today is sitting in the studio downstairs because
Show's over. Let's go. We don't need to. We don't have to show that.
No, we have to praise Batavia Manish for what he's done. I mean, a bullseye, and he's
Bullseye, and he got the second one also nearly right.
Yeah,
I've dropped to 25.
wow. Look at him.
Would have got
He got both right, which is why he tops that list there.
Oh yeah, correct.
And where are both of you?
I am at number 4. From 1, I've gone to 4.
You're both above me.
Yes.
Oh, I mean, we're all the same, but that doesn't count really.
Yeah. It's just,
Bad day for me in the prediction game, but that doesn't matter. When India wins, finally cricket is the winner, and that's what we want. And, Rohit had to say something after the post-match. He said that we were not surprised at all that Kohli did this. We were pretty much expecting it.
Yeah.
And we could see the ease. We could see how relaxed everyone was in the dressing room. And it left all Indian fans at ease and relaxed as well. It has been a lot of fun. I have to thank you both, Wizards, for making this day so much fun. What I learned today is you all are both roommates.
And I am Uncle Kartik.
I didn't want to say that. I was not going to say that.
I didn't say, I was thinking.
So that thought
thought
crossed
came
your
in.
mind, na?
But now I think I should have.
It's never too late. Never too late,
Now
Parthiv.
it's too late because he likes it. You have remember what did he say?
Yes, yes.
You have to just whatever you've addressed first time, you have to keep on addressing
That's
throughout
my
the
belief
life.
in my life.
So that's why I can't go back to uncle. So I'll have to make Kartik bhai, Catty bhai, whatever.
Catty Bai it will have to be, and you'll be my coach because that's how I've
Coach
known you.
Carter's.
Coach Carter, that's what it's going to be. Yeah. But Catty Bai, Parthiv Bai, it's time to say bye-bye because that's all we have time for right now. It was a lot of fun. It's always fun when India wins, when Virat scores 100. So it's time for, you know what, Parthiv Patel to go and celebrate.
I don't. I mean, you'll have to make it correct before this Champions Trophy finishes.
Okay. Well, you have to make it correct.
Because I don't go out. I was sleeping at 11 yesterday.
All right.
Look
all
how
right.
fresh I was today. Tell them about the energy which I showed in the green room.
No, energy's been on top. He's been on top of his game. So
Thank you.
he's going to wake up and exercise and work out because that's what one needs to do when you eat at Cricbuzz.
Yes,
Which is why
correct,
you need
yeah.
to work out. But thank you so much for today. It was great fun. Thank you to all who watched. Don't forget to join us tomorrow at 2 o'clock. It's about it now. Good night and goodbye.